Okay, start please. Yeah, Chetna, please go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to MEQ Academy. I'm Chetna Singh, Program Manager at MEQ Academy. So today we have Mr. Srinivas Murthy, who is a corporate wellness trainer and coach. Mr. Srinivas specializes in wellness training and coaching. He has around 14 years of corporate experience and around 14 years of training and coaching experience. He is certified as a Taichi easy practice leader, an NLP practitioner, a professional coach, an advanced pranic healer, and a law of attraction trainer. Till date, he has coached and trained several leadership professionals in 70 plus organizations span India. Some of them are Nestle India, Coca-Cola, Daimler India, Microsoft, Sony India, HDFC Bank, Aditya Birla Group, etc. He likes going on long drives to de-stress and recharge. He's an avid cricketer and had captained his school team. He's a regular Qigong and Taichi practitioner, apart from being a black belt in Taekwondo, a Korean martial art. So we have a wonderful personality with us, isn't it? So I won't take much of your time and I will hand over to Mr. Srinivas, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Chetna. That was a wonderful introduction. And of course, we would like to start off. So that was a little bit of about who I am and what brings me here in terms of my credentials to lead you through this session. So this Tai Chi and Qigong has been a passion for the last many years, and I've been in the space of training after learning this from almost about 6 to 7 years now. So pretty happy to be leading a lot of corporates through their employee training programs in terms of health and wellness, and of course a lot of individuals who come to my workshops, which I do about 3 or 4 times in a year. And this is an opportunity to address the community that Lataji has introduced us to, and I'm pretty happy this is the first program I'm doing for your community. One request is that for example, Niladri and Sarika, if you can join us, in your human form, it'll be nice. So you will also be benefited. I'll also be very happy. My energy will go up. It's all about energy in the next 1 hour. It'll go up. So please do attempt. In my workshops, of course, it's the unwritten rule that everyone actually comes and interacts. So welcome to the program, all of you. I do not know whether you people have heard of what is Tai Chi and Qigong earlier. But then, yes, we will introduce it now. Just like yoga is so, seen here as we walk out past the parks, whether it is in Hyderabad or in Delhi, you have people practicing left side, right side, so we all know yoga, and that's great, Sarika, no problem at all. So we all know that India is synonymous with yoga, and we see the practitioners everywhere, whether you go to the left or right or top or bottom of India. And central India, of course, you see a lot of practitioners. So same way in the Southeast Asian countries and Japan and all of these places, as far as Japan also, we have people very, very, matter of fact practicing, Tai Chi and Qigong. Wherever it is, you have some open place, you have at least 5 or 10 people practicing, and they go on for hours and hours. The same movement, they'll keep doing it for 1 hour, for 1.5 hours. You might be wondering why. And how come they're able to do it so long? That story will unfold through the next 1 hour, and we'll know what is the benefit and how they're able to do all that as we go along. And the other thing is, all of you are welcome to ask me questions and know more about what I'm telling all of you. So to start off, what we'll do is we'll go to my grandmaster in Santa Barbara through a 3-minute video. We'll just see what the visuals of Tai Chi and Qigong look like, and then come back for a few slides, and then it's all practical stuff. So let me just share the video with all of you. Are you all able to see this?
Today is the dawning of the rest of your whole life. Imagine your new life. A life of inner peace and of vibrant health and well-being. right now. Discover ancient secrets of radiant health and longevity. Empower yourself with time-tested mind-body practices and Taichi. Get amazing results with gentle fitness, Qigong, breath practices, and healing self-massage. Transform your life with meditation, mindfulness, and visualization. Free your mind. Deepen your awareness and peace. Discover your true nature. Dissolve stress. Relieve your pain. Awaken your life force and feel extra energized. Experience your natural happiness. Practice anywhere, anytime. Join the millions of your friends, family, and communities everywhere who are experiencing amazing health and life breakthroughs. Learn self-healing practices, effective, no-cost disease prevention, at-home wellness practices. Be fit at any age. Achieve your ideal weight and body size. Increase your vitality. Experience a long, healthy life. Feel inner peace. You are at the threshold of your extraordinary self.
So that was a little bit of an introductory video. The person that you saw there is the American Grandmaster that we have, Roger Yanka, from whose lineage I have learned actually. And he comes with about 40 years of practice of Oriental medicine, and he goes to the Wudang Mountains every year in China to learn from the monks themselves. So that's as authentic as it can get. And I was quite happy to learn this about 6 years back. So then we've also got the understanding that we need. What the basics of what is Qigong, what is Tai Chi, and that's something which we'll build through a few slides that I'm going to show you. And then we'll set the slides aside and see what we can do on a practical basis to experience Qigong and Tai Chi. So let me put on the slides now. Okay. You're able to see it, right? See the slides. Fantastic. So what is Qigong? What is Tai Chi? This seems to be two words that we might be seeing for the first time. So Tai Chi and Qigong. So I'll start with Qigong first. So Qigong is Qi and Gong, energy manipulation. So as we all know, there is a difference between the laptop here, the table that's in beside me, or anything else which is an inanimate object, and we, the human beings who carry life within us, the prana, and that is Qi. And Gong is manipulation or working with. So any kind of energy work that we do in a very slow manner that we will experience now as we go along is nothing but Qigong. So Qigong is any energy work that is coordinated between the body, the mind, and the breath, and it's slow in its practice is nothing but Qigong. Tai Chi is and what do we do in Qigong? There are energy channels, energy meridians that all of us know, whether it's the Indian system or whether it's the Chinese system or the American system. We all know of energy meridians running through us, many meridians, and the energy that flows through them is in very in microvolts or some other very minute quantity. But then that is there essential for us to sustain life. Now, the moment there is either stagnation of energy, there is stagnation of energy. Energy is not flowing freely. There is either disease or pain. The moment energy flows, there is neither disease nor pain. So it's all to do with whether energy is flowing like a river or there is stagnation of energy. So Qigong attempts to optimize the flow of energy and open channels which might otherwise be stagnated. The moment energy is flowing, there is life flowing within you at optimum levels. One is the energy within. Once that is achieved, the other part of Qigong is connecting with the infinite reservoir of energy outside, just like we breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. You connect to the reservoir so that you are getting continuously replenished in energy through the day, morning, afternoon, evening, and night. So you are not burnt out. You are as fresh in the evening, as fresh at night as you began in the morning. So connecting with the energy within and without is what Qigong is all about. And then what is Tai Chi? Tai Chi is a very ecstatic form, a dance-like form of Tai Chi, of Qigong. So Tai Chi is in effect a small part of Qigong. Tai Chi is also Qigong, but Tai Chi is more dance-like, and it goes from one side to another side. It's very symmetrical in its movement. So this, form is about the balancing of opposites, material and spiritual within us. Sadness and happiness. So one becomes very balanced through the practice of Tai Chi, which is also a part of Qigong. So this is the subtle difference, small difference between Tai Chi and Qigong. And of course, as you go along, you can also ask me questions as you understand or want to seek clarity on anything that I'm explaining. So normally what happens is that we are in the sympathetic nervous system mode. And during the day, we are either fighting or flying from situations. We're either engaging with or avoiding situations from morning, whether it's in the kitchen or in the drawing room or in the workspace or wherever it is. We're either engaging with life or not wanting to engage with life. This burns energy. This takes our effort, physical effort, and it actually drains us by the afternoon, by the evening, unless we replenish ourselves with energy. Now, on the other hand, when we actually rest at night or we sleep, we get up in the morning very fresh. That's because the parasympathetic nervous system is active. And this is the rest and digest system, or the heal and repair system, which conserves energy, conserves a lot of things which happen like the heart rate, and ensures that there is a maintenance carried on in the body, mind and body. So by morning, we are absolutely fresh and nice and happy. So this, my dear friends, the objective of Tai Chi and Qigong is to activate the parasympathetic nervous system during the day also. So that just imagine you're in cruise mode. You are not burning energy. You are like an LED bulb, giving a lot of light, but consuming very less power. So you are as fresh during the day, and life goes on automatically. You achieve whatever you want to achieve. This is something which is desirable by most of us, this kind of state where life is flowing. You're not tense, you're not stressed about life. So this is the objective of Tai Chi and Qigong, to activate the parasympathetic nervous system during the day also. So a few more, 3 or 4 more slides talk about why does somebody learn Tai Chi and Qigong? You're all here, so what would you be achieving? Either you are getting into self-reliance and empowerment, and health and peak performance is reached. For example, I myself, when I practice Taekwondo, which is a martial art form, at 52, I was able to get my black belt about 6 months back, only because I was practicing Tai Chi. Because Tai Chi and Qigong gave me resilience in terms of my health, stamina, in terms of my strength. So I was able to go and do my Taekwondo practice there. So it gives you a lot of resilience, builds up physical and mental resilience. The path to self-healing. If there is, I have done many cases where people have come with spondylitis, with lower back pain, middle back pain, sciatica, a lot of muscular pains or psychological problems, just through the practice of simple Tai Chi and Qigong moves. They were able to get out of it, because I also do therapy. The healer's path, that's exactly what I was talking about. Supreme conflict, strength and conflict resolution. The martial artist. Supernatural path, somebody who wants to get siddhis, like we call in the Indian yoga system. People can even get extraordinary intuitive abilities, etc., based on what somebody's intent is. And during the workshop, we have at least one technique which talks about immortality. So if you want the immortality technique, then please join us on 22nd August. You can choose to become immortal. I have chosen to live till 100. So 48 years guaranteed, no problem. And so these are all the different paths that one can look at in terms of benefit if you want to go there. transcend. Yeah, so we've covered that. And this is a book which is a beautiful book written by Dr. Roger Yanka, The Healer Within, which talks about how we can activate the healing capacities within ourselves. The body is capable of producing fantastic medicine and delivering it at the right time in the right quantity. So Taichi and Qigong enable that activation of energy medicine production as per the necessity. So I don't go to a doctor. I have not gone to a hospital. I don't fall sick. Touch wood, things have been excellent. Are we capable of producing this medicine? Yes, we are. That's the foundation of Dr. Roger Yanka, which teaches us all across the world, takes his courses across. And this is a symbol that you will all see as you get used to the world of Tai Chi and Qigong. This is, of course, the trademarked version. The yin and yang symbol within a circle is the symbol of Tai Chi, the balancing of duality or opposites. So one becomes very, balanced. For example, there are people who are materially very successful, but lacking on the spiritual side, or peace of mind is something which which is eluding them. So they could look at that. On the other side, there are people who are very, very socially relatable, and all of that is absolutely fine on the right side of the brain. But materially, people have not tasted success. So even that is something which is a benefit which happens through the practice of Tai Chi. One becomes spiritually and materially very balanced, whichever is lacking or whichever needs to be optimized. And this is the diagrammatic representation of the yin energy, the feminine energy from the earth, and the yang, the masculine energy from the heavens. Willpower and strength, physical strength, all of those kind of resources called the yang resources, and kindness, empathy, understanding, patience, all of these from the yin resources. These two kinds of energy balanced within the heart mind, which is the human being. So this is symbolic representation actually. And when you come to the actual workshop, what you learn is these 4 baskets and many techniques under each: massage, breath practice, gentle movements of Tai Chi and Qigong, which is the highlight of the workshop, and a couple of meditation practices. So these are the 4 components which completes the Qigong and Tai Chi system actually. And that's the thank you slide. So let me just stop sharing now. At this point of time, before we jump on to the practical stuff, where there is magic awaiting all of you, any doubts so far in understanding the theoretical concepts which I've just explained? Sarika is clear, Snehal is clear. Niladri, not able to see him yet. Searching for Niladri.
I have one doubt.
Yes, please.
Actually, recently I joined one yoga session, right?
Yes, yes.
Things you are talking about, Anulam Vilam, all these things are there, breathing, exercise, all these things are there in yoga. So how it is different yoga from Tai Chi? Sorry, I forgot the name. It's quite complicated.
Qigong, Tai Chi. Yeah, I know. I understand. How it's complete.
Yeah.
What you can do is you can just say, how is it different here? I'll
Yeah.
understand. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, great. So here, what is happening is, like, I being an Indian, I really vouch for the yoga system, and we are absolutely great. Yoga is going to the world.
Right.
Now, the only thing, I will never compare one system with another system, because and I know that all of these systems are great in their own way. How they are different, definitely we can talk about. Tai Chi and Qigong are called meditation in motion. So very paradoxical, seems like a pair of opposites. The statement itself is a pair of opposites. Meditation and motion, how can they go together? And you will experience it now, how they are different, because we're going to do practical stuff now. Okay. Through movements which are very slow, you get into bliss, you get into meditative bliss. So it's so slow and it's so nice that you feel like you're going into a trance. So we'll all go into a trance in the next 10 minutes and then come out successfully also. So the moment you compare, then these are 2 different ways of reaching the same end of calmness, of energy activation, of health benefit, of achieving blissfulness, etc., etc. In some of the techniques, the breath techniques are, for example, the approach is slightly different, which you will examine, which you will experience now. So I'll take you through one Qigong technique. I'll take you through one breath technique. So you will practically be able to witness the difference as to how we approach in Tai Chi and Qigong. Is that fine?
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I'll take you through the things. So this here, everything is done in continuous motion. Whereas in yoga, as you know, we hold positions for some time and then come back to the neutral position. Then we'll go into another asana. So they're subtly different in the approach. And here there's a lot of we involve visualization, we involve feelings, we involve emotions. So that's how it's slightly different in terms of structure from yoga.
And how it is different when we are talking about pranic healing? Because
Pranic
you did
healing,
both.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pranic healing, yes, I've done both. So pranic healing is I, the practitioner, am sending energy to the recipient, the client, and the client is receiving the energy hopefully, and then the getting healed. For example, I can do a whole body healing, or I can do a specific part healing, etc. Here, you, the practitioner, you, the client, you, the person who is wants to get great health, you're doing it for your own self. You're not sending it to somebody unless you want to send it. You can also send it, but here the practitioner is learning for himself or herself. There, the therapist is sending the energy to the client. So that's how it is different. And here also, it's also most of the time, 90% of the time, it's done on a holistic level. That is, we don't go local in terms of ailment, treating an ailment. It's a whole body practice which takes care of any ailment which may be there within that person. So because we are correcting the energy flow or activating the energy flow within the entire body from top to bottom. So in the river, anything which is an impurity will automatically flow away. It can be something with the nose, it can be something with the ear, it can be a gastric problem that I have, or it can be something else. But generally, 90% of the time, people in medical Qigong, as they call it, they talk about holistic healing rather than specific focus on a particular ailment. So even whether you say you have a problem of excess sugar, or you have a problem of some pain here, the focus is more on holistic healing and energy flow throughout the body. That's how they're different.
Thank you.
Sure. And of course, I'll explain some more subtleties as we go forward. So we're all good. Shall we go ahead? Okay. So I would invite all of you to join me in one practice, which I call the gathering essential breath. So let me, just take you through one practice, and then we'll appreciate the other ones as we go along. For this, I would request that if any of you can, if you people, as many of you can join me on camera, nothing like it. Even otherwise, you can watch me do it, and please practice along with me, because it's all experiential. Otherwise, in the knowledge, there's nothing that you can experience. So please do join me. It's a very simple thing. You're sitting straight with your spine in your chair or wherever you're sitting. If you sit in the chair, normally we recommend that you come forward, half forward, and your spine is straight. A string of pearls pulling you from the top of the head into the heavens above, and one more string of pearls you can imagine pulling you from the bottom of the spine into the earth. And you're joined by pulled by these two strings so that you're as straight. This is called the Taichi pole. The spine is as straight as possible. You're also horizontally stretching out as much as possible. The more you're stretched, the more the spine is able to receive the energies of the yin and the yang as you do your practice. Now, with that, the body being aligned, your breath also slowly and nicely aligned to inhale through the belly, exhale again. So you're slowly aligning your breath to the practice that you're about to start. Slowly and nicely inhale and exhale. After we finish, I'll explain the benefit and the difference of this practice. As you do this, your mind is now here in the present. So you're aligning your mind also to be here with us in the present. The past is on one side, the future is on one side, and you're totally aligned here and now in this practice for the next half an hour to enjoy it as much as possible. And here is where I introduced to you one more aspect, which is the movement of the hands. The hands, please ensure that you're loose at the shoulders, small balloons under the armpit so that the armpits are not closed. The elbows are free, the hands, wrists are free, and you're absolutely weightless in the arms. You're moving up along with me. Hands are parallel to the body. And somewhere near the shoulder, you're going down again. Inhaling as you go up and exhaling as you go down. Let's do this many times. Even if it takes about 3-4 minutes, you will enjoy the practice much more as you do it for a longer time. Stay in your comfort zone and as comfortably as you can. Inhale as you move up. And exhale as you come down. You can even visualize the yin energy moving up the meridians in your body as you do this, and the yang energy moving down from the top of the head into the body. The yin and the yang getting optimized. Inhale and exhale. You are doing it along with me to experience the benefit nicely and easily. As slowly as possible. And then you're going to tell me what happened. "45 seconds more." And slowly retaining the state of bliss, you can relax whenever you want and join me back in opening your eyes. Take your time and slowly come back to join us. So for those who've done it along with me, I want to ask you before I debrief, because a seemingly simple movement has a lot of debrief on the power and the mechanics behind it. What happened? Can you share your feedback of the practice? Did something happen? Did you feel anything?
Yeah,
It's sensation in
amazing.
the sorry.
Amazing. Yeah, yes, Neil, you can go ahead.
Please, please.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
Nehal.
for me, it was very relaxing and totally blissful. Very
It was relaxing. Okay. Thank you so much. Who else practiced?
For me, it's a sensation in the brain, top of the brain,
Okay.
and the last part of the spinal cord. So
Okay.
I take a deep breath, like that breath goes up to brain. It never happens with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. That's so nice to hear. Let's see what Sarika has to say.
I felt quite focused in the moment,
In the moment.
present. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
I felt very relaxed in the moment. I could feel the breath traveling through my body when I'm doing it along with you.
Okay. That's so nice. Anyone else? The reason I request all of you to join me in the practice is only those who practice along in this experiential session will experience the power of this deceptively simple, technique. Yes, Renuka wants to say.
Yeah, so it was nice. It felt very calm, and it just
Okay.
would have been nicer if we could have continued for a little longer, because it just kind of ended abruptly for me. Yeah, that's what I felt.
Yes. And that's the reason why, Renuka, that the Chinese practice the same movement for, hours and hours. Just imagine, we're talking about minutes,
Yes.
Oh my God, yes. Because the more number of times you do it, the deeper you sink, the deeper you get immersed and get lost in this jungle of chi, which is wonderful.
That's true. A little longer would have been really nice. But of course,
I'll live up to the promise next time.
thank you so much.
Oh, yes. Okay, so I'm so thankful for all of you to be interactive in terms of feedback, and this is a feedback-based session. So, my dear friends, why is this technique powerful? Although it seems deceptively simple, is very simple. You have the left brain and the right brain, the thinking brain and the doing brain. So, what happens is the monkey mind, which is the left brain, for a person who normally wants to focus and close his or her eyes and then meditate, and the person comes out in 30 seconds and says, Mr. Murthy, it's not possible. I'm not able to focus, a lot of thoughts. So when you cannot manage the mind directly, now through the body, what you're doing is you're engaging the mind by getting the mind to focus on the movement of hands and to see whether I'm getting it right, whether the hands are moving freely, whether the elbow is right, whether the shoulder is right. The moment you're doing this, the mind has left brain has no bandwidth to think. So you're focusing, you're here and now. You're becoming mindful. You don't have a choice. And also, since you're doing it slowly, the breath becomes slow. The movement becomes slow. The mind also becomes slow. The number of thoughts per second becomes slow. So it's absolute bliss that you're moving into. And a lot of people get lost. They don't want to come out, like Renuka was sharing. You don't want anyone to disturb you. So it's through movement, you're getting into bliss. So even people who are not able to meditate, stubbornly thoughtful, get arrested by this and get into meditative bliss. So this is the power and the difference from a beautiful system called yoga. This is different and that is different, but these two are fantastic systems. So you can learn both and practice whichever you feel like on any particular day. And also, my dear friends, there's one more aspect to this. Now, in the Vedic philosophy, for example, and in other philosophies in different ways, what happens is when your people are chanting the prayers, there's also a movement, particular movement of hands that the people do, the priests and the practitioners do. And we also wanted children to write when they're learning something. So what happens is the subconscious mind is all over the body. It's there in the cell membrane of every cell of the trillions of cells that we have. The subconscious mind is where the permanent memory and the permanent learning rests and resides actually. So what is happening by this simple trick of affirming whatever you want? I want to be in great health, or I want great prosperity, or whatever. Along with the movement, you're adding further power. Whatever your affirmation is, it gets manifested through the body. It gets it gives a signal to the universe, and the universe manifests through the subconscious mind whatever you are affirming when you're moving. So you can even add affirmations to this one, any kind of affirmation. The choice is yours. So this is another power that you have with you when you're practicing Taichi and Qigong. Along with the movements, you can bring in mind, intention, affirmation also into these practices. So that's how these things are very, very powerful. And it takes the other thing that I would like to leave with you before we go on to the next practice, which I'm not really in a hurry because you need to know what you need to know quite deeply. So I'm more engaged in telling you all the beautiful aspects of Taichi and Qigong. So initially, as a practitioner, when you come to the workshop, we are starting off on 22nd August, and we have a 8-day workshop, 1 hour every day, 8 hours, and after that you keep practicing lifelong. Initially, what is happening is how this is different from yoga and how this one is also beautiful is, as you're doing this and many other movements that you will learn in Tai Chi and Qigong, initially you are worried, or rather your focus is on how is my arm moving and whether I'm able to move, make the right movements, and whether my breath is in sync. Some people run out of breath here. What do? You just turn and go along with your breath. After a few days, slowly your breath will deepen and you're able to go longer and for more time. So as you do this, initially you are moving the gross body and you're at the first level of expertise, which is the learner's phase. And you're visualizing slowly the second level. You're visualizing the energy is moving up the yin meridian and down the yang meridians. After some time, after you find that you're happy with the form, the second level is when your energy, you're able to feel the flow of energy, because it's all about energy flow, Tai Chi and Qigong, and connecting with the energy outside, so that you become an energy being. And after that, the energy takes over. The third level is when you are no longer you're okay to do it about half an hour, 45 minutes, etc., because the energy has now taken over. Just like when we put our body in water, how the water actually takes our weight and we feel lighter. The energy is now moving your body at the third level of expertise, probably in a few weeks and a few months, and you don't feel tired, or in fact, it is very empowering as you do it for more and more time. So that's the third level. First thing is focus on gross body. Second is you can feel the energy moving up and down. Third one, a beautiful, delightful phase. The energy takes over and runs your life, runs your body and runs your life. You're not doing anything. आप सोचते हैं चीज हो जाती है. So whatever you're doing in Tai Chi and Qigong, the same thing translates to life. And since it is continuous movement, you become very smooth. Initially, when you're learning, you're very stiff. Perhaps you're doing this, you're very conscious. A very advanced person who's doing it consistently, you'll notice the difference, whether the person is practicing, because the movement is very, very ecstatic, very lost, immersed. The person is actually dancing. So it's different. And in life, whether you're driving, cooking, or actually engaged in work or life, your thoughts, your speech, and your action become very synchronized, because as you go and practice these techniques on a day-to-day basis, we teach you how to synchronize your breath, your movement, and your mind. So wherever your hand is moving, the entire body and consciousness is moving that side. If your hand is moving this side, the consciousness is moving this side. Once you come to that level, the way you speak, the way you communicate, the way you deal with yourself and with other people becomes very harmonious. You are a harmonious being. So these are all the deeper level, things that happen with the practice of Tai Chi and Qigong on a continuous basis. So any questions at this point of time before I go to the second practice, which I want to show you? And you will have to stand for that in case you're practicing along with me.
I
Any
have
questions?
an observation,
Please.
especially on the gross motor movement in the first point.
Yes, please.
When I started practicing this, my breath was shallow. I was not able to hold it till my hands were reaching my shoulders. But as the time progressed, I was able to deepen my breath, and the length of it was coming up till my shoulders.
Yay! We're going to have a party tonight.
First observation. And I have a question. For example, especially in my child, he's always thinking too much up ahead the situation. So with so many thoughts bombarding his small little brain, when he starts speaking, though he doesn't have that stuttering, he's not able to form the complete sentence at certain point of time, sometimes in a day. So I think can we teach this Kaichi to kids as well? So
150% for in fact, I'm going to have a conversation with Lataji also in the next few days. For children, this is a fantastic therapy, People today we notice people with people saying that my child has ADHD, my child has different kinds of challenges. Beautiful. This is for people who, because most of the children today are hyperactive, etc., etc. This will calm them down. This will make them focus. We are going to be launching hopefully very shortly Taichi and Qigong workshops for children, customized to them and their requirement.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yes.
Because the moment I experienced this, I was just thinking, what if we could go and teach this to him, which will calm his mind down.
Absolutely, and all the children in your neighborhood.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because that's good. We're going to charge you separately for that anyway.
I mean, Lataji, everything is okay with me.
Yes, Lataji will call you after this. At 8:30, you'll get a call. So great. Thank you for the question. Actually, very relevant, very nice question. Shall we get on?
I have one question. Any
Please.
particular time period we should do this exercise, or we can do the leisure time, or
every question will only bring good news from me. These techniques in Tai Chi and Qigong, how it's different from yoga is these are anywhere, anytime, anyone kind of techniques. So you can do it after food, you can do it before food, you can do it during food also. If you're chewing slowly, you can keep chewing your food and keep doing this.
Yeah.
Or catch is a
and
24 hours
the
technique.
question is how much time we should do, because sitting in a stretch mode, because normally we sit in a tilt mode, right? Because sitting in a stretch, it's very difficult. I mean, 15-20 minutes, it will not be very easy. Gradually, we should improve. Like
is 5 minutes okay for you, sir?
Yeah. I'll try.
3 minutes. 3 minutes is okay.
3 minutes, okay. So gradually,
you want to negotiate? We can negotiate for 2.5 minutes also.
3 minutes is okay.
Yeah. So the idea is, sir, just like my stamina increased when I practice this, and then I'm able to last very well in Taekwondo. Slowly, as you practice, 2.5 minutes automatically, without you realizing, will become 5 minutes. You don't want to stop even after 5 minutes. So slowly, your resilience will increase because your stamina and strength will increase.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can start with 2.5 minutes, no problem.
Okay.
Okay, great. So while you people think of questions, let me contribute one more technique at least. And if possible, we'll put in a third technique, but at least one more. And whoever wants to practice experientially with me, please stand up. There's nothing like the maza of experience, So not too complicated. You're not going to be seeing the entire me, but I think you'll get a hang of it. So your spine is straight. There's a string pulling you from the top of the head, another string from the bottom of the spine, and your legs are perhaps just shoulder width, a little apart, not in attention, but a little standard is. And your hands are free, hands are very free at the shoulders. Your Tai Chi pole is straight, not compromised. So when you're going to rotate, you're going to twist your spine. You're going to go like this. You're not going to bend your head. You're going to go, but your hands are free. So let's do it like small children. When you're all small, we all used to, do like this when we didn't have any work. So this is how your head is about 15 degrees looking at the sky, a little bit up, and just start doing like this. At the pelvic, from the pelvic region, your power is coming in, transferring the hands. The hands are very free, just speaking about the body. And the toes and heels are on the ground. You're not lifting your toes or heels. And this we have to do many, many times, in the sense about 40 or 50 times. We just keep doing this. My friends, as you do this, the first 10, 15 times, you're not going to notice anything because the body is just loosening itself. So just become aware of loosening your head, the forehead, the neck, the shoulders, shoulder joints, the pelvic region, the hips, the knees, the ankles, ankle joints, and the feet. And now as you swing from one side to another without compromising on the Tai Chi pole, that means that your spine is as straight as possible. You will find that your body is slowly loosening up. Let's just enjoy this. Now you're all small children. You want to be 8 years old or 10 years old or 11 years old is absolutely your choice. So we've crossed about 20 or 25 times perhaps, and now is when you get the benefit. You start getting the benefit. The next 20 times, slowly you'll find that your body is loosening. You are feeling freer than before, loose, better than before. You're able to let go. And now, my friends, what happens is that the energy starts flowing in vertical direction as you turn in the horizontal direction, just like an electromagnet. The yin energy from Mother Earth and the yang energy from the heavens, the masculine and the feminine, the spiritual and the material. Your body, the meridians also pass through the bone marrow. So all this is called cultivation of energy. In Taichi and Qigong, you cultivate energy through these practices that come to you. These energies get accumulated for healing, for being very calm and doing all your work in a very energetic fashion. Perhaps for another 1.5 minutes, we'll continue to enjoy this practice. You are like a small child, no responsibilities, no cares in the world. Just enjoy this practice and let go, let go, let go. And now, as energy flows, anything that you have till now, any condition that can be better, gets better if you do this continuously, even for 5 minutes a day or 6 minutes a day. In the next 1 week, you'll notice a lot of change in your own self. So another 30 seconds, perhaps. And whenever you want, slowly come to a halt. Take your time. You're not in a hurry. And relax, feel nice. And join us back in sitting down as we discuss about this technique. And you can ask me anything that you want to ask me. The Chinese monks and our dear Grandmaster, Dr. Roger Yanka says, do not be fooled by the simplicity of Taichi and Qigong. These are the gentle giants of exercise. So they seem very gentle. Spondylitis gone in 1 week. Can you believe it? So, very, very, and it solves not only, health problems, but physical, material and spiritual problems also. So when you're doing this, what you're doing is twisting the spine. The spine is a seat of, and the intervertebral spaces, they are the seat of all the energy that we cultivate during our yoga practices or Tai Chi and Qigong practices. So when you're doing this, there are different ways of twisting the spine, working on the spine that we teach all of you during the workshop. So because of this, what happens is the intervertebral spaces get disrupted, and any stagnant energies disturbed, churned, and fresh energy flows up and down, just like the principle of an electromagnet. So what happens is this is one complete meal, just this practice. It's called ringing the temple bell. It's a Qigong practice. Obviously, you're coordinating breath also. You're inhaling one side, exhaling one side, inhaling one side, exhaling one side. And there is a coordination between the body, breath, and mind. And this is a complete meal in itself. Just do this one practice every day for the next, week, a few weeks or months. You'll be in great health. I don't go to hospitals. I have not slept on the ailment bed at least for the last 14 years. So I'm a living example. So any questions are welcome. So this is called ringing the temple bell. The first one was called gathering essential breath. So that's a breath practice from Qigong. This is a Qigong movement that you people witnessed right now. Yes, people. Any questions?
No questions, but definitely a lovely observation. If I churn like this, surely we'll turn into supermodels. The sides will get toned.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
But yes, on a serious note, it was nice. You can feel the tingling in the tips of your fingers because I think the blood goes. I don't know how it does, but yeah, can feel that. Feels nice and light.
Yes. See, children and animals do Qigong naturally.
Oh.
Yes. So most of the Qigong and martial arts also is taken from animals, observing animals by the monks in the forests. So, for example, even doing this in the morning when you wake up, is Qigong. But my wife doesn't allow me to do it. She says the neighbors will run away. What do I do? So I take the permission of my neighbors and do it once in a while.
That's funny.
For peaceful life.
Yeah.
Any questions, people? Before I let me see if I can just put in one more technique. Okay. Silence means approval. So
we enjoyed this practice. That's why no questions.
Yeah, people are lost. Yeah. Okay, video, slides, techniques, feeling the chi. Okay, workshop. I've already announced people about the workshop between 22nd and 30th of August. And you have a morning batch, 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. or evening batch, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. So whichever suits you. There are people mostly from outside Hyderabad. Although I'm based in Hyderabad, most of my audience is from Gurgaon, NCR, Mumbai region, and a few from Chennai and other places. So that's how it is. You can join. Lataji will give you all the details of registration. And after this, again, I think it'll be about 3 months before the next workshop again. What else can I tell you in terms of this Taichi and Qigong? Yeah, okay. So there's one more technique where we talk about, this is called Shi Hu. So when one of you asks me what is the difference between the breathing techniques of yoga and what is and this one. So one more breathing technique. I notice how, okay, so very quick story on this is, there's a story also behind every Qigong practice. So let me tell you the story also. So in the Wudang Mountains or whatever mountains of China, when people were going from one village to another, they found that as they went into the mountains, they were getting tired, and the mountain air is also very thin, so they were getting out of breath. So then what happened is, incidentally, by serendipity, they discovered that this kind of breathing, it's called a warrior's breath, gave them back the energy and the stamina and the breath to continue on their journey, lifting heavy loads across the mountains from one village to another. And then this became part of the martial art form, this became part of the wellness form that we are now practicing, etc. So it's called Shi Hu. So in, out. So if you would like to practice, you can. I'll give you 2 versions of Shi Hu. So the hands are like this, parallel to the body, and this is how you go. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And with practice, you will learn to inhale, fill the belly first, the chest, next the lungs, and then exhale. What's the benefit of this? This is called the expelling version. So anything that you want to expel, you have fever, you have COVID, you have any condition that you do not want in your body and you want to expel, or in your mind psychologically, you want to expel. This is a wonderful practice that you can do as many number of times that you are comfortable doing. So this is called Shi Hu. It's a cousin, let's say, of Brahmari, but it's different. It's not equal to Brahmari. Even an emotional imbalance, I'm out of my mental balance, I'm in irritation, I'm in anger, I'm in frustration. Within a minute of this practice, you come back to emotional balance. So not only physical ailment, but also emotional imbalance. You can quickly recover. So this is, and you can recover your breath. So this is a expelling version. There is also a cultivation version. So there's nothing wrong with you. You're absolutely fine, but you're a wellness practitioner. You would like to get into preventive wellness practices. So what do? You just vary it a little bit. Nose, nose, nose. So you cultivate energy. This is for cultivation. The other one is for expelling. This is for cultivation. So you cultivate energy so that you can never fall sick, or you can absolutely be in great stamina. You can be in great willpower. So all the resources, yin and yang resources that you need, the softer and the harder resources that you need for life, the masculine and the feminine, you can get through energy cultivation. How do you do that? 5 minutes every day. And that, my dear friends, is one more technique that I'm very happy to demonstrate to all of you. And before we end and take any questions, the Taichi part of it, we learn life forms in the first level of Taichi that I teach. Taichi and Qigong that I teach is something different. It looks like this. It looks like, a dance form. Of course, we also do it standing. So there's a lot of breath coordination here. There's a lot of balance coordination here. You move from one side to another. Okay, Sarika, noted. So you actually, have Tai Chi movements which are different. And you're also going from one side to another side. The balance on the legs when you stand and do it is different. And so it's very more aesthetic for people to see it that way. So that's all I have as far as my demonstration of techniques is concerned. So any questions that Lataji, can we take a few questions if there are any?
So we don't have any question on the chat. Anyone who has question, please ask. So my feedback is like, I was fortunate enough to have 2 sessions today of this and I could practice along with you. So wonderful experience and I really needed it to practice.
Thanks for the opportunity, man.
Thank you so much. So anyone, please, you're welcome to ask any question or feedback you have.
It was a wonderful experience. Actually, it teaches more easily living in the moment, how to be present in the moment when compared to the traditional yoga, meditation and all, which is very difficult for the kids of this generation to practice because they are so addicted to that moving object syndrome that they cannot close their eyes and sit quiet for a couple of minutes. So with the movement of hands and legs, it actually pulls them back into the living into the moment.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said. Very nicely put.
So my question is like, how long does it take to learn this whole technique so that we can become a master on our own? Not to teach, but to, practice on our own.
About 30 years.
Oh my God. That's a big time.
You're going to live for 100 years, so 30 years is no problem. So on a serious note, on a more serious note, I think the moment you practice every day, at least for 10-15 minutes, not more than that, 10-15 minutes, I think in a month and a couple of months, you'll become very, very smooth in your practice. If you look at the practitioners who've been practicing for a long time, they become they flow, into the movements. So for that, a month, a couple of months.
Okay, thank you. So it was, when I was doing the first activity, my hands, I was not feeling that they are there. So
Yes.
It was so light, so wonderful feeling. So I am definitely going to learn this technique.
There is magic. There is magic here. Yeah. I am addicted.
I had, seen this thing and I was curious to know that what is it actually. I have seen it many TV programs and I thought that this is some dance technique that they do because they collaboratively also they do in, group I have seen.
It looks beautiful in a group.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. So this is really very good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sure. Absolutely.
So do we have any other question? So I think we can wind up, and thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you everyone for being here and practicing along with us.